Good morning, good day, or good afternoon. In this presentation, I will be presenting the leadership quality that I choose. So I said seven leadership quality. So the seven leadership quality that I choose is humility. So seven leadership is rooted in the desire to serve others before self, reflecting the heart of God in leadership. And one key quality I want to improve in my leadership is humility. And humility is not weakness, rather, it is strength under control. And it is the ability to put others first, to learn, to listen, and to lead without pride or self promotion. True servant leadership understand that the leadership is not about position, but about responsibility and service. And to better understand and develop this quality, I will examine three leaders who exemplify humility. Number one that I choose from ministry leader is Billy Graham, and number two is Jesus Christ for a biblical leader, and the personal leader I choose Pastor Graham. And each of these leaders demonstrate humility in powerful and practical way uh, that I desire to incorporate into my own um, leadership. So humility in the life of Billy Graham, which is the ministry leader. Billy Graham is widely known as one of the most influential evangelists in modern history. Despite preaching to the millions of people around the world and having access to world leaders and president, he remained remarkably humble throughout his life. And one way he modeled humility was through his consistent focus on Christ rather than himself. Um, in this, in his crusade, he did not promote his own name, but pointed people to Jesus. He understand that the uh, power of ministry was not in his ability, but in God's grace. He often said he was just a servant doing what God called him to do. Additionally, Billy Graham um, surrounded himself with accountability. He established what was known as the Medosto Manifesto, a set of principles designed to maintain integrity and avoid moral failure. This shows humility because he recognized his own human weakness and chose to remain accountable rather than assume he was above failure. I want to develop a heart of consistently point others to uh, God rather than seeking recognition. Like Billy Graham, I decided to remain grounded, accountable, and aware that the leadership is a privilege given by God. And I will intentionally build relationships with mentors, peers who can speak into my life and keep me accountable. Humility in the life of Jesus Christ. Jesus is the ultimate example of a servant leader and humility. Though he is the Son of God, he chose to come to the head as a servant. In Philippians 2, verse 5 to 8, teaches that Jesus humbled himself, taking the form of servant and becoming obedient, even know that even to death on a cross. And one of the clearest demonstration of his humility is found in John 13, where Jesus washed the feet of his disciple. In the culture of foot washing, was considered the lowest servant job. He Yet Jesus, their Lord and teacher, performed this act to demonstrate the true leadership in serving others. And Jesus also showed humility through his obedience to God. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he prayed, "Not my will, but yours be done." This revealed that humility includes surrendering personal desires to God's will, even when in difficult times. So I want to lead with seven heart, being willing to do even the smallest task without feeling that they are beneath me, like Jesus. I want to practice humility through obedience, putting God's will above my own ambitions. Uh, I will also focus on serving people practically, not just leading them from a position of authority. Or humility in the life of Pastor Graham Ross. Pastor Graham Ross represents a personal example of humility in leadership. Unlike global known figures, his influence is seen in everyday ministry, relationship, and mentorship. Um, One way Pastor Graham Ross modeled humility uh, is through his accessibility and willingness to invest in others. He does not elevate himself above people, but walks alongside them, guiding, encouraging them. His leadership is relational, not oppositional. He also demonstrated humility by listening rather than always speaking or asserting authority. He takes time to hear, value their perspectives, and respond with wisdom. This shows that humility involves recognition. Humility involves, sorry, this shows that humility involves recognizing that others also have valuable insights. Furthermore, Pastor Graham Ross modeled consistency in character. Humility is not um, seen in public but in private life. Uh, his steady, faithfulness leadership reflect a genuine heart for God and people rather than desire for recognition. I want to become approachable and relational in my leadership. Uh, I will intentionally make time to listen to others, mentor those around me, and lead through leadership rather than authority alongside. And I also want to develop consistency, ensuring that my private life align with my public uh, leadership. Incorporating humility into my leadership, developing humility requires intentional effort and a spiritual discipline. Based on the examples of these three leaders, there are several practical steps I will take. Number one and foremost, that they have to prioritize God in everything. Like Jesus and Billy Graham, I will focus on my relationship with God through prayer uh, and the Word. Humility grows when I recognize my dependency on God. And Number two is serving others uh, intentionally. I will look for opportunities to serve, even in small ways. This includes helping others without expecting recognition and being willing to do tasks that may seem insignificant. Number three, build accountability. Following Billy Graham's example, I will surround myself with trusted leaders and mentors who can correct and guide and support me. And number four is practice uh, active listening. Inspired by Pastor Graham Ross, I will listen more than I speak, and this will help me understand um, others better and value their contribution. And number five, surrender my will to God. Like Jesus in Gethsemane, I will continually submit my plans and my desire to God and trust in His direction. And to conclude, humility is a fundamental quality of a leader or servant leadership. It allows leaders to serve effectively and build strong relationships and honor God in their leadership. Through the example of Billy Graham, Jesus Christ, and Pastor Graham Ross, it is clear that humility is not just a concept but a lifestyle. As I grow in this area, I aim to lead with a heart that serves, listens, and submits to God. By intentionally applying these principles, I believe I will become a more effective and Christ like leader, impacting others not through power or position, but through love and service. That's all. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.